What?
What if Judas Priest was Yacht Rock? This is actually one of my favorites.
One life, I'm gonna live it up. I'm taking flight, said I'll never get enough. Stand tall, I'm young and kinda proud. I'm on top as long as the music's loud. If you think I'll sit around as the world goes by, you're thinking like a fool, cause it's a case of do or die. Out there is a fortune waiting to be had. If you think I'll let it go, you're mad. You got another thing coming. That's right, is where the talking ends.
I kind of wish there was more to that. All right. Let's see here. So, interesting. Yeah, we'll get to that one in a second. I am exhausted mentally, physically, semi-emotionally. We got let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We got 10 hours maybe before the moving truck comes and picks up my stuff. The only problem is I as ready as I am, I'm not that ready. It's just really tiring. Kind of frustrating in several occasions, trying to get myself motivated. And speaking of motivation, I was actually going to let's see, where is it at? There it is. I was going to look on the Reddit channel. Procrastination. What's the new procrastination of the day? Get myself distracted by something interesting. Okay, that's not that interesting. Alright, let's find what I was looking for. The one thing about Reddit, you can easily get yourself distracted. Yeah. Yep, that would do it. There we go. What we got here? So this person says, on procrastination. Hey guys, first time posting here, but every day I'm thinking, what do I do with my life? One day I want to wake up wanting study for law and be a judge. The other day, I just want to teach English language to people. Another day, be a successful businessman, a painter, an author. This has nothing to do with procrastination. This is just someone that doesn't know where they're going with their life. That has nothing to do with procrastination. It's I'm pretty sure this person's probably in their teens and dealing with just personal issues. Well, here's something I can relate with. Well, from the start, I mean, it says here, I've been unemployed for a few months now. Well, my longest unemployment state was 9 months before, and this last one was about almost 7. I've been employed for a few months now. The company I worked at didn't pay my last 2 salaries until I kept asking for it. We got 4 months, and now my coworkers me and my coworkers unemployed. I'm living in an apartment with my husband and my cat. He works, so I am mostly at home with my cat. I really want to have a job again. I have my own income and savings since I'm not from this country. But every time I open my computer and do my case study, okay, I don't know what doing case studies is. I feel sick. I even use an AI to help me make a sentence and ideas, but then I do not really think I'm gonna work. It's not good enough. So every time I work on it, I only work a bit, and well, that's it. I mean, she apparently it's a female, so yeah, or maybe I don't know. They didn't specify. Every morning I wake up, kiss goodbye to my husband, and then go look for things to do, like taking care of my plants, looking at stuff the way it need to be, offline shopping, watching YouTube tutorials, cleaning the house, scrolling. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've done. But not going on to my you're browsing, shopping online, but it says here not going to my computer. And then how are you doing? Are you doing all through your phone? I feel bad because my husband provides for me everything for my work from home setup and motivated me to give me a target, but the motivation isn't there. What should I do? Well, it's not about. This isn't really a procrastination sequence. It's just the person has no motivation to want to do work. It's a rut that you can get into. I've got into it before, and the fact that it didn't sound like that they tried to find work immediately, and when you don't get yourself focused starting right away, you tend to in this case, yes, you tend to procrastinate, and it's not at that point lack of motivation. It's just you're just not, I guess, focused. It's what are you doing? It's textbook procrastination. Voluntary delay intends to attend a task despite knowing there is a negative consequence. In your case, you want to work on your portfolio, but you know it's important for your future, but you find yourself doing everything else instead. Well, there's things that has to get done. I mean, the person keeping themselves busy, but still. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, in reading this, the person just basically is lacking in the focus. I would say because they're keeping themselves doing busy work, they're lacking the focus to actually want to go back to work. And that comes right down to it. I mean, my mom hated the fact that she couldn't be a homemaker when my dad got out of the military. And when we moved back here from Germany after my dad retired, because my dad's retirement and his regular work wasn't enough to pay for the family of 5 or 7, technically, 2 adults and 5 children, she ended up having to go back to work to pay for things, help pay for things, and she regretted it. She actually didn't like the fact that she had to go to work. She rather been a stay-at-home mom and teach us the things that we need to know at home, or what to do at home, and help motivate us to be better individuals. And I think I got the brunt of that deal. Although my sisters became more rebellious, my brother became the good son, and I became the lazy one for the most part. I I thought more creatively than I did with anything else. That's why I played role playing games, video games, and stuff like that. It's just something that motivated me to do things. So yeah, this is kind of really odd. I mean, he has some. This individual has good ideas to help break it. You got to break that habit. You got to get rid of that funkiness that you get when you get to start working again. So this is my last. Ooh, God, my hair sucks today. I've been running around ragged all day, getting getting things done. I have car issues, as I talked about last night, and I think it has to do with my key fob system that's causing the car issues. So that's been my little transition of the day, trying to troubleshoot my own car and pack and load up the car. I got currently 9 long boxes and 6 short boxes in my car at the moment. I have to figure out what I'm going to do next, because I got one of my boxes of a statue I bought several years ago. Is huge. I think the statue itself is like 24 inches almost, or 22. Let's see if I can find a dimension on the statue. Let's see. I got really big into I don't have a life-size one. That's just too huge. Why would you have a life-size statue? Especially when you don't have the space to do it. See if we can find one. It's a pretty cool statue too. Here it is. Nope. Okay, that's not the link. It's just the picture. I hate it when you go like, oh, here it is, and no, that's the wrong picture. Here we go. Wow. I should sell this thing. Ooh, still got something. Here we go. Yeah, I should sell this statue. Especially if someone's offering US of $2,400. It took me 6 months to pay this thing off, and I got the collector's edition of it, and in the collector's edition she has 2 different style heads that you could put on it. It's either this head here, or she actually has the Harlequin mask head. Let's see if they put the dimensions in it. View all variations. Okay, you didn't really do anything different in the revisions. It's a 1/4 scale statue of Harlequin. Yeah, it's 51 centimeters high, 20 centimeters wide and deep. Wide is because the base is huge. And again, they didn't. There's an alternate head if you bought the collector's edition version of it, and I got the collector's edition version. See if we can find that picture. So this is my largest statue. So 20 inches by 8 by 8. This is my largest one, next to my She-Hulk one I have. I kind of missed out on one of the She-Hulk statues I wanted to get, and I just ran out of funds in life. If this is selling, so they're selling 2 of them. I don't know if they're actually selling for that much. That's pretty amazing if it is. How did Harley Quinn statues become so expensive now? Yeah, look at this. I bought 100. This statue I paid $125 for, and now there's someone selling it for $246. I don't have that Talizora. I have this though, the Mako statue. That's actually a pretty cool statue. Shows how much I really like Mass Effect. So I was going to tell a story. Let's see if I can remember one of my stories of me being injured. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you my mom's pregnancy with me. So my mom, by the time I called myself the welcome home baby. My dad was stationed in Thailand, and when he got leave right around his birthday, in September, October time. Maybe it's September? 9 months? Let's see. Trying to do the math in my head. 6, 8, 10, 9. August. So he came back in August. End of August, around that time. And came home, stayed for a month, and then had to go back to Thailand. And lo and behold, 9 months later, here I am. But that's the quick story. Now my mom had 4 kids prior to me, so I'm the youngest of 5. What happened was my birth date was originally scheduled for May 7th, and come to find out that one of my aunts was also born on May 7th, and she loved the idea of one of her nephews or niece at the time didn't know it was going to have a birthday on. It was going to be born on her birthday, so she was super excited. 2 days prior to the due date, I think she came down to visit and stayed with my mom, helped take care of the other 4 kids, and I didn't come out, and so she waited and waited. She waited about a week or almost 2 weeks, and then finally she goes, "I have to go home. I can't stay here anymore." And then another week later, I finally, it was time. And so my mom, I think she drove. I think I remember telling her that she drove herself to the hospital. She had someone else watch her kids. Again, my dad's in Thailand; he's not here. She gets to the hospital, and that's just so white on my face. I'm sorry, that's bugging me now. There we go. I also gotta get a new light because that light's just too yellowish. She gets to the hospital, and she's been in the hospital like 3 times already. And this is a military hospital, Madigan Hospital, in here. And so what happened was, she gets there, and the nurse tells my mom, "Oh, you're just having like Braxton Hicks contractions. You're not really ready to produce your child." And she's like, "No, I'm ready." Oh, mind you, by the way, they made my mom, when she was 2 months pregnant, watch a birthing video, or in this case, real video, on how to give childbirth, how to take care of kids. Again, I'm the 5th child, so my mom already knew what to do. She thought it was kind of funny. So the nurse decides to put my mom in one of the waiting rooms, and she says, "Well, we'll have a doctor come by and check on you." And so my mom's in labor. She's having labor pains, and she is sitting there dealing with it, and no one's come by to look at her. This is, again, military efficiency. I have a story about that when I was about 16. So she's starting to panic a little bit, starting to stress a little bit, and her breathing's kind of ragged. She's having more and more labor pains, and the doctor, a nurse. I don't know. I think it was a nurse or a doctor. I can't remember which one she said. But an individual looked in on my mom real quick, just realized that someone's in the room, and they go, "You're having the baby now, aren't you?" She's like, "Yes, I'm having the baby now." And so as a result of it, they finally wheel her in and um, to the OR, and in the middle of giving birth, I was partially breached with the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck. They had to kind of reinsert me a little bit and readjust because she couldn't push anymore. And as a result of it, I have a scar right here. You can't really see it, but it's right here in this arm. And I got another identical scar on my chest where they had um, used an experimental at the time vacuuming vacuum system. Which they would do is they were blowing air into a mom and then kind of help letting the air pressure push me out and suck me back out. Um, After they got me reassituated, readjusted, and as a result of it, damaged my mom. Nowadays, they would sue individuals for something like that to happen because my mom wanted to have 10 kids. She wanted a big family. She came from a big family. There was 13 kids in her family, and my dad's side there was 15 kids. And my mom wanted a big family, and but as a result of it, she ended up having to have a full hysterectomy shortly after I was born, and that got her upset. And again, nowadays, that would she would have sued the government and got a lot of money for the damages that they caused, emotional and stressful damage that she caused her. But yeah, eventually I did come out, and I was born on a military base, which kind of explains a lot to my mental acuities, as you can tell. Um, it's a question about what their procedures would have done differently, because I am definitely different than all my other siblings in the way of my thinking process and my functionality. I think I would have been classified as autistic myself, um, because I tend to lose focus really quickly, as you can see from where the conversations go. I tend to fixate on certain things. I like a pit bull sometimes. I don't let go. I latch on to something, especially when I'm right, and I would fight to the end. Some of my friends, they could contest on how I tend to hold on to something when I shouldn't. Um, yeah, it's an interesting situation that my mom went through with the military on multiple occasions, including the final years of my dad's situation. Both the military and civilian roles screw my dad over big time. Um, but also it was partially my dad's fault too, because my dad never liked complaining about anything. If he didn't want to ever appear to be a burden upon somebody else, and so he never thought to be a burden. He never wanted to feel to be a burden on my mom and anybody else in the family. And because of that, he ended up becoming a burden on occasion. He 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 had a complicated ending, um, but everybody was happy that when he finally passed, and say that he's no longer in pain and that he's whole again. Because my dad lost a lot of fingers on one hand, almost a full hand on his other, and definitely he lost his legs from his knees down due to diabetes. Um, at one point, he was like, he told my sister, he's like, "Look, my hand's feeling better." She's like, "Dad, your hand's kind of black. It's not getting better." Yeah. All right, so let's go back to video games here. Enough little emotional talk here. So there is. I'm hoping this isn't as bad as people it seems it's going to be, and expecting it. And it's kind of weird. The fixation was more on the characters themselves and less on the actual hey, look, we got a good video game. But the problem was, when they created, when the company created a game, the first game was good. It was very good. I don't like survival games, and I saw that and I was like, oh, it's kind of interesting. And so then I started playing it. I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. And then I was excited for the second game, which everybody thought it was the second game, but it turns out it's just, as a game. And that was, let's see here. This is a new trailer. I didn't see this trailer before. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen this trailer before. Let's look at this one. So the game I'm talking about is Subnautica. I didn't know. I never saw the game when the game first. They made the announcement. It's Subnautica 2, and like, wait a minute, wasn't there a second game already called Below Zero? And Below Zero was an interesting concept. I got a part of the early access and I got to see some things that was never presented in the actual game later on. And as one person kind of stated, that it seems like, looking at it, that they lost focus in the middle of the game. So this is a trailer for the original Subnautica that I'd never seen before. Because again, didn't know the game was coming out, didn't pay attention to the game until I saw, actually the Mighty Jingles play it. And that got me interested, and then I got excited, and I stopped watching. I started playing it, and I stopped watching his channel. I felt bad because I don't want him to give spoilers away so I could play the game. And yeah.
Incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
That was kind of cool. I forgot to turn it off. So yeah, Subnautica it's a survival game. I like how they turn that off. I like how they kind of put things in perspective for the game. I was gonna see if I can find the trailer for the new one. So yeah, what they did is they produced their Subnautica 2, and they introduced the it's supposedly having a co-op version into the game. I may have to actually go to the website and play their video there. Let's go to Subnautica's website. Here we go. Pause. wishlist it today. I did. So the new Subnautica 2 supposedly has co-op capability where you can play two people at the same time. How do people sell the games for that much? I don't understand. Never got lucky in those deals. It's showing here if you had the physical copy of Subnautica Below Zero, somebody with the UK series. Oh, it's a UK series key series. They're selling it for 7,900 euros. It's like, who's paying for that? I mean, some people put it up there at that price range because someone at one point in time was willing to pay for that, and it's amazing. So the idea is that you're going to have co-op capability of playing with another person in the game. And some idiot out there, and I'm going to call them idiots, was complaining, "Oh, look, it's DEI Subnautica." It's like, wait a minute, the second game you're playing, a woman of color. I don't understand why they're complaining about it. It's stupid. I'll probably buy it and enjoy it, and that's the way I want it. I actually like the Subnautica series. I think it did a good job. But yeah, I was talking about Subnautica Below Zero. What kind of happened was in the middle, and you can see it when you're playing the game. You can see that there's something messed up. And what happened? I actually did a stream of this game, playing this game, Subnautica, and I think a little bit of Subnautica Below Zero. And what happened was, it looked like the story that was written in there kind of went half-assed. It was going one way and then it took a left turn because you never really you had to deal with this crazy woman, and it was ever brief and it wasn't really there. And that was when you played the early versions of the game, that they had a different underground mining system with a bunch of rails and everything, and that I think you had to follow the rails to get to a certain spot. But if you didn't have all the upgrades that you needed, you would run out of air fast, and it was just kind of impossible. But it was a much wider system, and then they had to fire the writer in the middle of it because the writer was introducing things that wasn't pleasant. And so as a result of it, they end up getting new writer in and the new level creator in, and they kept a little bit of the first story, combined the second story, and then combined the third story, and it just got confusing at that point. And the huge underground mining map you got to go into was then removed from the game for this little tiny different version of the game of the mining map. The location of several things were moved from one spot to another. They kept a lot of the details, and the game has really great details for what you did, and it's really, man, I'm exhausted. I may end up doing a short stream tonight. And the game is, I for a survival style game, I liked it. Subnautica Below Zero didn't have the feature what Subnautica had, which was you may at the end of spoilers, at the end of Subnautica, you create a time capsule and you put stuff into the time capsule. You could put pictures, you could put items, you could put eggs from creatures and stuff like that into the time capsule, and then you launch off and the time capsule kicks out and lands back onto the planet. Well, what happens is it links up with the game server, and then it will randomly appear in other people's games, your time capsule. And you have the ones where it has, I had a picture of myself with a ion battery and everything else, and added a rare material, that one piece of rare material that that they could never get, unless you get further into the further into the game. And so it's just one of those little annoying things, like, oh, I got this stuff that I can't use. Crap. you know, that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, and they didn't have that in Below Zero, but then again in Below Zero, you get teleported to an alien homeworld itself, and you get to meet the big bad aliens that help build the tunneling system and help build other things. And yeah, so what was lost in the story is that in the story, your sister or brother, you lost communication with them. The original one, you kind of lost communication, and they wouldn't allow you to leave the space station to go see what's going on, and you end up stealing a shuttle and the emergency pod at the same time, and then you know you jettison down into the planet, and then you're communicating with the person up above, saying, "Hey, I know you left, but you can't do that." And they're like, "Well, because I want to go find my relative. I'm concerned about them. I haven't heard from them in a while." So then the rewrite is you are on a ship that smuggled you to a system that's quarantined, and you decide there's a meteor shower that's striking the planet, and you decide to launch the shuttle with the survival pod in the middle of the meteor storm so that the corporation doesn't detect you going planet side, and then you end up crashing anyways. Yeah, that's pretty much the basis of Subnautica Below Zero. I was going to talk about, yeah, so that's it. Sorry. So go back to one thing. I was going to talk about Dragon Age, and I decided that I'm done talking about Dragon Age. I actually was going to show a couple of videos, playback videos of the differences between all three games, dealing with the darker side of the game. And then I was like, yeah, no, it's not kind of worth it. But I am going to do a short stream today. I am exhausted. I need to lay down for a little bit and wake up about 4 o'clock in the morning and finish packing what I can pack and what I have left to pack. I gotta pack. Basically, I gotta pack up the kitchen. I got majority of the stuff packed in boxes, and mind you, I packed it badly because that's what I do. And normally, what you want to do is you want to pack the pot and pans together. You want to pack the silverware together. You want to pack the various components, like in my case, a rice cooker. You want to pack that in separately. You want to put the food in either in a separate box or separate bags. And I got most of the food in separate bags. I don't got the fridge stuff. Fridge stuff, I got a big cooler for all the fridge stuff, and that's going to be like the last thing I pack up. And I gotta find out if I could put it on the moving truck, or if I could, or I have to put it in my car on that one with the cooler system. Hopefully I can't put it. I don't have to put it in my car. Hopefully they'll be able to take it down there. And then after we're done with that, we're gonna go into my storage unit. Pack all my storage unit into the truck, and then we're off. And then I realized I gotta come back on Sunday because I gotta drop the keys off, and I wanted to do one last walkthrough before Sunday's the last day of me being in this place, and so I was going to do the last walkthrough and then make sure there's no mail, because starting tomorrow all the mail should be forwarded to my new place. And then I gotta do my walkthrough tomorrow, my new place. I am going to be exhausted. I'm expected to do a stream, but more likely what will happen is I get home. We'll get there. We'll get the bed up, get the frame up, and then get the boxes associated to the various locations. Some are going to go directly into the garage. Some are going to go into the living area first, and then a few boxes which are marked for clothes and bedding material are going to go directly into the 2 rooms. And I'm probably going to sleep for at least 3 hours, then wake up, put my computer together, and then make dinner. The first thing we'll do is unload the food, get it back in the freezer and refrigerator. But yeah, then do a stream for about 30-40 minutes, and then pass out again, pretty much, and wake up and drive up north. Waste a lot of gas. And then I go back to, and I start my, I had my first day this week for a couple hours in the office, and then I start the full office with a team meeting on Monday, my first official team meeting. And supposedly it's kind of weird. It's that they say there's multiple people, there's only 2 of us as far as I know. And my manager works, we have my figurehead manager, which I think is in India. And then we have my manager that I report to directly. She is on site, but then she tells me that she works 3 days on site. So it's going to be fun. Yeah, this is going to be a whole new thing for me, new logistically, new aspect and ratio of things. So this is going to be kind of an interesting coming week, and then that's going to be setting the mood and the tone for the rest of my time working in this position. And hopefully, if everything goes well, then I'll be able to work up and get more responsibilities, more leadership responsibility, and who knows, in 5 years, or in this case, my case, 15 years, I finally retire. So with all that, I'll say this. Let's end this out with another special song that I get to, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, I get to challenge. Every time I play something from Miracle of Sound, there's always a challenge, and I always have to dispute it. And let's see, where is that song? No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Oh, we could do this one. This is Cyberpunk. I love Cyberpunk. I played the crap out of Cyberpunk. I got like 2 different playthroughs going on right now. But this is a commercial, which I don't want to play. But this is a Cyberpunk called City of Night by Miracle of Sound. It was for Cyberpunk 2077. It was created and released 11 years ago. This is when I think Cyberpunk 2077 was first debuted as a teaser trailer, and he created this song. Again, go to miraclesound.com. Also, he's located on what was it? Bandcamp. Yeah, so if you go to miraclesound.bandcamp.com, you can find him there too. And, oops. Oh, by the way, this is my last stream for the night because they're going to turn my cable off.
Black spires in the city sky, they shimmer and shine tonight. Act-wise and electric eyes and a billion flashing lights. And I can wish myself away, change the parts that bleed decay. Not just a number riding solo in the cold. Electric embers will ignite. Not just another lonely nomad on the road. I'm a ghost in the city, I'm a ghost in the city of night. Tech dreams of organic toys and I'm running out on the edge. Soft screams of the rocker boys echoing through my head. Hounds just another lonely nomad on the road. I'm a ghost in the city, I'm a ghost in the city of night.
So he played it first, the Nomad. My first one was a street kid.
Media manipulation, silicone psycho smile, net runner navigation, region legion fire. I'm just a number riding solo in the code. Electric embers will ignite. I'm just another lonely nomad on the road. I'm a ghost in the city, I'm a ghost in the city of night. Now running out on the edge, running out on the edge. I'm a ghost in the city of night. Yeah, running out on the edge, running out on the edge. I'm a ghost in the city of night.
I think he did a remix of the song. It's really good. You guys have a good night. Be well. And I'll see you on the morning.